Hi, I'm Kyndra, and this is my kitchen. Yeah, you're probably wondering why the cake is sitting back there, not right here. I was wondering the same thing. Ta-da! This is fun because earlier we did my mini pumpkin Bundt cakes, and now the mom is here. Big Daddy. Big pumpkin Bundt cake. This cake is so easy, anyone can do it. It's just 2 Bundt cakes stuck together and then covered in buttercream frosting. And then I made my detailing out of fondant, although you could do it out of buttercream or stick some real leaves and flowers in there, you know? You do you. So without further ado, here is how to make my pumpkin Bundt cake. To start off, I already baked off my 2 Bundt cakes. I just used a yellow cake, but you could use a pumpkin cake or whatever your heart desires. So I just stuck them together with some simple buttercream, and I'm going to do a crumb coat, then let it chill in the refrigerator for about an hour. Then, once chilled, I just took some cake scraps and stuffed them into the center so there wasn't a big hole there. Then I began to frost the cake with my orange colored buttercream. Just slather it all over the cake and make sure it's covered in a thick, thick layer. Then you can go ahead and take your palette knife and just make the indents up the side of the pumpkin. I used a small and a large size just to give the cake a little more personality. Once you finish, let the orange buttercream get firm while you make your leaves and stem. Like I said earlier, I just used fondant, but with the right kind of tips, you could absolutely just use a buttercream. I just cut some leaf shapes and used some tools to make it look the part. Once dried, I dusted them with some powdered food coloring to make them look a little bit more like leaves. For the vines, I just rolled out a piece of fondant, then wrapped it around a pretzel rod to help keep its shape. Then, once dried, I carefully removed it. And same goes for the smaller ones, but I just used my finger to help it keep its shape. And lastly, for the stem, all I did was roll a big piece of brown fondant so that it got wider towards the bottom. Then used a tool to create little lines and cuts to make it look more worn out. And once I made all my accessories, I pulled out my cake and began to put it all together. This cake by no means needs to be perfect. I mean, after all, pumpkins aren't perfect either. It all tastes the same and just adds to the character of the cake. As always, thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed learning how to make my pumpkin Bundt cake, make sure you give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe so you never, ever, ever miss another Kyndra's Kitchen